In this video, I'd like to talk to you about the basic coverage or the minimum coverage that everybody in Florida must have in order to register a vehicle. Now, assuming that the person doesn't have like a prior DUI or reckless driving, which would require them to have additional insurance, the basic insurance for everybody in Florida is you gotta have $10,000 in personal injury protection insurance and $10,000 in property damage insurance. And so what this means is that in Florida, it's completely lawful to drive a vehicle with no insurance to cover somebody else's bodily injuries. That may come as a surprise to you because a lot of people have what they consider full coverage, and all they really have is the bare minimum in Florida. So I'm going to show you a declarations page from a bare minimum, no fault policy, which is completely legal and completely lawful. This is what a minimum policy would look like. Over here, you can see what I was talking about earlier, bodily injury liability. That means if the person with this insurance caused the accident and the other person they hit is severely bodily injured, there's no insurance to cover that other person's injuries. And it's 100% lawful. Then you have property damage liability. What that means is that if this person causes an accident, they have $10,000 in coverage to cover the other person's car accident damage. So if the other person has a car that was just bought and maybe is a brand new car, well, unless that person has collision coverage, this policy is only going to cover them up to $10,000. You can opt in, of course, for BI coverage and property damage coverage, but a lot of times it costs more money. Here, this person had an option for uninsured motorist bodily injury coverage. What this means is that if this person was in an accident that somebody else caused and that person didn't have insurance or enough insurance, this person would have coverage for their bodily injuries. But here, they have rejected the uninsured motorist coverage. And we will talk about that in another video about what all this means for you in more detail. Then down here, you see personal injury protection. And this is, one of the most important components of a low or minimum policy. Here, there is $10,000 in coverage for medical payments. And what that really means is that the car insurance company pays the first $10,000 in medical payments on any car accident where somebody's injured. And the other person's car accident or their car insurance company doesn't pay for your injuries. Your own insurance company pays for your injuries. That's why it's called no fault. So regardless of who's at fault, if you're injured in a car accident, your car insurance is going to pay the first $10,000 in medical bills under the PIP coverage. And to make it even more complicated, your car insurance company isn't just paying the first $10,000 bill. They're paying 80% of the medical bills up to $10,000. So there's also that 20% that your car insurance is not paying for. And so then where are you going to get it? Who's going to cover that 20%? Well, a lot of times you're looking to that other driver who caused the crash. You're looking to them, you're looking to their car insurance company to pay it. And if they have the bare minimum coverage in Florida like this policy, well, then you're out of luck. That's why it's so important to have that uninsured motorist coverage. You can also have something like MedPay. MedPay is a situation where if somebody has MedPay, MedPay will step in and pay the 20% that the PIP is not paying. So this is just an example of a basic policy. It's completely lawful, assuming the person doesn't have any prior criminal activity such as DUI or reckless driving. And, a lot of people are driving around with this insurance. Insurance is expensive, and a lot of people can't afford to have good coverage where they're covering you if they cause the crash. So it's really important to know what your insurance coverage is, to make sure that you're covering you and you're covering your family, because a lot of people can't afford coverage. They can just afford to comply with the law. And that's why you have to make sure that you're doing the right thing and that you're protecting yourself. So if you have any questions about coverage, you should call your agent. Make sure that you're covering yourself and your family. Make sure you understand the coverages that you have. And if you have any questions, you can call me at Cardoso Law. We don't wait and see. We fight and win for our clients. Thank you.